Hi, good day dear audience. This is Sharif. Today we are going to talk about the harms of boxing because in Egypt 3 weeks ago in the midst of February 2023 the Republic Championship in boxing was held and a young youth fighter of the age of 18 died due to a strong punch to his head from his opponent, where he got brain bleeding and died soon after reaching the hospital, where many sounds arose calling for the stoppage of the boxing game, which they called savage. In my opinion, it's not savage and it's not that harmful as some other sports that could cause more serious harms and damage to the body, even more than boxing, from which is karate. The head kicks of karate is more harmful and dangerous than the hand punches to the head in boxing. Another sport is ice skiing, and the high jumps in the irregularities of ice plates in icy places. The high jumps could go if the jumper could not control his skates, might get serious harms and damage in his vertebral column and consequently in his spinal cord and get paralyzed. So it is more serious and more harmful than boxing, these two sports especially. That's what I remember at the time. And there are even football. Some football games are get injuries, cause injuries that are more harmful than boxing. But if we contemplate the harms associated with boxing, they are mainly related with the circulatory system. For example, our friend Muhammad Ali, got Parkinson disease and perhaps died out of it. This is due to lack of, it's caused clinically due to lack of blood reaching the brain. Some others fighters at the old age died due to brain stroke caused due to punches in their early. Another harm is the retinal detachment in the eyes due to detachment of blood vessels from the sensitive plate retina of the eye. So the problem is all focused around the circulatory system and the strength of the blood vessels. That's Ali and early shavers. Let's complete our discussion. Since we have found that all the injuries and harms caused by boxing is concentrated around the circulatory system, so there are two axes where we could act. One, the inherited strength of the blood vessels. We could make a genetic chart for the player or the fighter before entering this game. Nowadays 2 or 3 droplets of blood are enough to know if his blood vessels are inherently weak or strong enough to endure the effect of the strong punches. The personal attitude or behavior also, and the type of food and nourishment he eats plays a part on the strength of the blood vessels. So there are two aspects: the inherited characteristics of the blood vessels and the life behavior and the types of food. For example, foods rich in vitamin C and D makes the blood vessels strong and doesn't rupture and bleed from strong shocks. Another aspect I want to mention, another point, is this: we must put rules for amateur games different from those for professional and heavyweight champions, because normally they are less strong and their body are less endurable to strong shocks. Amateurs, I mean. We could forbid or ban head punches in the amateur fights. We should constrain it just to the body. Another point is, why do all fighters target the head? Because it could give more effect than punches to the body, because the head is the director of all the motion and all the vital processes, because I can obtain the same more effect by punching the head than making the same effort towards the body. I should make much effort to punch the body to get the same result, and even in case of heavyweight champions and professionals, it could make no effect at all. These are the important clips from the fight between Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson, where Buster Douglas won by the technical knockout. Now, let's complete our discussion while watching the match. Here, I think that if we contemplate, most of the fighters died at a remarkable age, not young. Perhaps the youngest of all was our dear Joe Frazier, died at the age of 67. Perhaps due to punches from George Foreman, now at the age of 74. Let's hope him long life and living in good health, because he is strongly built. Larry Holmes, now at the age of 74. Evander Holyfield, now at the age of 61. Mike Tyson, now at the age of 56. Let's hope him a long life. So that's all. Hope my ideas and my proposal for new rules in boxing are welcomed, and till then, goodbye, dear audience.